on this webinar. Well, we all know why we're all here. This is the next new normal. COVID-19 hit all of us just like that, not only Nigeria, in fact, across the world. And we had to quickly adjust to that so that our lives do not stop. It's a crisis of public health dimension, the pandemic, and also, of course, it has also disrupted the businesses, as well. So just like all other business management organizations, people across the world quickly moved on to a new digital ecosystem that we cannot just fold our hands and wait while the vaccine is being developed or while people are dying. At the same time, we need to wake up to the reality of our new environment. So that is why NACIMA quickly moved onto one of the areas which we've been working on before, the area of electronic commerce. And electronic commerce, we started working on it even before COVID-19, but COVID-19 had quickly pushed us to quickly wake up to it. And that's why we started this series, which for now is free, but subsequently as we go along the line, we may have to charge token free. But we thought we should start at this moment. That first, the focus is how do businesses survive at this particular period, at this particular time? What about the discussions between businesses in terms of what happens? How do you get your business going? So this is the reason for this series of webinars. It's going to be a series which will start so that we can continue to, you can continue either as a chambers or as a business person to do your B2B meetings and to discuss with your business partners and to also arrange to see how you can move your goods, because at the end of the day, at least there's this provision for movement of essential services. And then, of course, if you're in the area of IT technology yourself, then you can leverage on the new terrain and the new opportunities that we have. So this is why we started that. We can't fold our hands. We'll continue to work, and we've started this one. So this is one of the first. We've been, of course, holding our evenness, the NACIMA meetings, online, virtual meetings. But not only that, even we've engaged our partners across the world. We've had so many of these. Yesterday, we had the Turkish Nigeria, the Nigerian Turkish Business Council, which was held online, in which close about 70-something people participated. We also, of course, were part of we also held meetings. Also, it was online. We signed agreement online. So that's why we said we will do this, and I'm indeed very glad that we are onto it. So once again, I want to thank all of you who have joined us. Mayokun in particular, I want to thank as well for this proposal, and I'm sure we'll do more of it. So please, let's take advantage of this and do as much as we can, and so that subsequent ones which we'll have, we'll let you know. Once again, thank you very much for having faith in us and being part of this. And I wish all of us very fruitful deliberation. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for
those opening
remarks. So I'll go straight ahead and introduce the presenter for today's webinar. His name is Mayokun Odusote. He's an entrepreneur. He has a personal conviction that solutions to education and business problems will ride on the wings of technology. He holds a Bachelor of Technology in Electrical and Electronics Engineer from Ladikatintala University of Technology. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Edulight Consulting, which is an IT services and technology consulting company that provides services such as web design and development, mobile app development, software development, and e-commerce solutions. He's also a co-founder of LearnStation NG. LearnStation NG is a Pan-African entrepreneurship education provider that helps organizations build highly motivated and productive workforces. I'll give the floor to Mr. Mayokun Odusote for his presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kwe. Good morning, Ambassador Ayola. Thank you for having me on this platform. I really appreciate it. And Thanks to everybody who have joined us at this time. So I will just want to go straight to the point. So I will take off the video now so I can share my screen with every participant and we get started. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be looking at COVID-19 and uncertainties, how to implement e-commerce to grow your business. So there are a lot of reports on COVID-19 impact on business, and there are several of them. So I won't really major on the impact and the report that is already available in the public domain. I think what we want to focus on is the solutions. How do business get going regardless of the pandemic? So for this webinar, we'll be learning this 4 major things. You'll gain knowledge on how to model your business in this COVID era. It's just funny. Now we have a COVID era. You know, in the olden times, we have different eras, but our world has changed. So we have a COVID era now. And you'll be able to effective e-commerce strategies for your business, which is very key. Not every e-commerce model works for all business. You will gain knowledge on e-commerce tools you can implement for your business, and you'll learn tips on creating an online store. Now, for us to achieve the above learning objective, these are the major points we'll be considering. COVID-19 disrupt value chain, taking advantage, COVID-19 and business model rethink, the big picture, e-commerce overview and structure, and the e-commerce quick checklist for your business process and e-commerce tools and strategies, implementing e-commerce for your business, and we'll look at how to set up an online store. Okay, having said that, let's jump into the ocean and swim through this webinar. Okay, now, I won't, like I said earlier, we'll focus on the solution. And for us to do that, the major challenge that COVID-19 has imposed on businesses worldwide in Nigeria is that customers cannot physically come into your stores or to your company or to your shop to buy your products, or service. You're going to see this picture. This is a picture of an online printing business. Now, typically or traditionally, when you look at the printing sector in Nigeria, this is the major model. The model is, I have a printing store. I have all my machines that do all kinds of printing jobs. So the way customer engage me is they come to my store. It's either they bring in their design or I help them create their design, either a shirt design, a souvenir, a poster, or a billboard design and all of that. So they come into the store, then we go on to do the printing work, even if it's a book. Thereafter, about 2 or 3 days, the owner comes up to pick up his design or his work. Now, but this platform I'm showing you here, they call themselves Print Magic. They're able to implement the same model that works in the physical store online. And that's the power of e-commerce. Now, customers don't have to go to their store to have their jobs printed, all they need to do is to go to their platform. And one of the good things about printing, which is very important, is being able to have a custom design, being able to tweak design to suit your need. And this platform provides for it. What it means is I can get to that platform, create my own design, edit existing designs, because that brings it to, with that you have a unique and a custom printout. And thereafter, you just submit, you make order, you make payment on the platform, and your product is delivered to you. Now, this, we've always considered e-commerce in the next 15, 20 years to be the future of selling products and services. But the shock is COVID-19 has brought 10 years, 15 years closer to every businesses. Because the truth of the matter is, 10 years from now, your business will only survive if you are online. Because the buyers 10 years from now are people that are digitally inclined. Now, COVID-19 has now brought us a good problem that makes us to reach what we'll have achieved in the next 10 years now because of the attended lockdown. So I'm going to share with you this interesting fact. COVID-19 has repositioned e-commerce business globally. Now, because of this, 50%, we have an addition of 50% of people online. Now, what it means is before now, about 65 million people in Nigeria are actively online. Now, there's an increase by 50%. That means close to 100 million people are actively using the internet. What it means that those people that were buying your product and services physically are now online.
Hello, Mayokun. Hello. Hello, Hello, Mayokun. I think Mayokun has dropped out. Let's give him a few minutes to come back.
Hello?
Okay, you're back. Yeah, please continue.
Okay.
Share your screen. Yeah.
Okay, I believe everybody was with me up to this point.
Yes, up to this point. Yeah.
Mr. Kwe?
Yes, up to this point.
Okay. Okay, good. So now, basically, now another thing that has changed is, regardless of the pandemic, the logistic business are experiencing significant growth. And we must all agree that the logistic business is actually the soul of e-commerce. Now, I'm going to go through, now talking about remodeling your business, the rethink and the remodeling for you to fit in. Now, I understand some businesses are traditionally doing what they are doing offline and they are doing great, okay? We can't deny that fact, but before COVID-19. Now that we have COVID-19, I'm just going to scan through the business model canvas, but what I really want to pay attention on is your value proposition, customer relationship, and your channel, how e-commerce will influence that. Now, basically, I'm going to make an example of using the bakery business. Okay, a bakery business provides, let me say my value proposition is to provide hygienic, good bread for people in Isolo, Lagos State. Now, my key activities is to run my bakery, you know, the basic things you do. My key resources are both human and physical resources, my machine and my staff. Then my key partners, my suppliers, people that supplies me the flour, the ingredient I use to provide my value proposition, and my cost structure, those things I spend on, the flowers and all of that. And my revenue, obviously, it's the money I make from selling my bread, and I understand my market segment. Because it's an offline business, I can only
Hello,
sell to
Mayokun.
people in a solo. Okay.
Hello.
Now, this is where the rethink comes in.
Hello,
I'm
Mayokun.
adding more value to my, yes?
You're still on the
Hello?
previous slide.
Can you hear me?
You're still on the
Hello?
You're still on the previous slide. We're not on the slide for business model canvas.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. I was saying in your presentation, we couldn't see the business model canvas. We were on the previous slide. So I was trying to tell you to move forward on your presentation, the slides.
Oh, I'm not picking.
Okay, would you like me
I'm
to
not
share
hearing
the
you
screen from
clearly.
here?
Okay, you want to share the screen from your hand?
Yes, so that we can track your presentation as you go along.
Okay, it's okay, no problem.
So you were on your business model canvas. Hold on. Okay, please proceed. Hello?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Okwe.
Yes, so
Yeah.
if you could start from the bread example
Let
from
me
the
go
beginning.
on. So I was using a bakery business as an example. It could be any business. I just said the major thing you want to rethink and remodel is your value proposition, your customer relationship, and your channel. Value proposition in the sense that I'm offering a more convenient way for my. Okay, I'll do that. Now, this a typical business model canvas, and I'm using a bakery business as an example. Let's assume I run a bakery business in Oshodi, Lagos. Okay. Now, before now, my value proposition is to provide an hygienic hot bread to people in Oshodi. Then I have my key activities. Those are the things I do to be able to offer that service. That's basically the baking process. My key resources, the machines I use, and my staff. And my key partners are the people that supply me the ingredients I need to offer that service to people in Oshodi, which is the people supplying me sugar, the flour, and all of those things I need. Then we look at the cost structure. That's what I spend on. I spend on buying flowers, servicing my machines, and all of that. Then my revenue model, which is the returns I get from selling the bread. Then my customer segment, because my business is just in Oshodi, I can only supply to people in Oshodi. Now I'm talking about, this is where there's a change. Now, talking about customer relationship, because I'm selling to people in Oshodi, I necessarily don't have a customer relationship with them. The people I probably have a relationship with are not the consumer of the bread, but the retailers, because I have to supply them. And for my channel, I use a van to take those bread to them. Now, coming online, coming online, that means implementing an e-commerce for that kind of business. We now have to rethink our value proposition, our customer relationship, and our channel. Now, talking about value proposition, I want to provide a more convenient way to serve my customers. I necessarily don't want them to go all out on the street to buy my product. Now I'm offering, or I'm now offering a bread that can be delivered to their doorstep, and they can order for my bread any time of the day. And that allows me to be able to track my customers. Now, which customer relationship is key for customer retention? What it means is, now let me even leave the bakery thing and talk about business generally. Every business wants a repeat buy, a repeat buying. What it means is you want people that have bought your product to keep buying from you. And it's a big word. There are many businesses around. What it means is, and there's a lot of competition, but a business can pride itself in the fact that if I have the details of my customer, I can always market and remarket to them because I have a relationship with them. And that's one of the things e-commerce bring in on the table. Now, there's nobody that buys from me online that does not provide his email or his phone number or his name. What it means is, as people are buying my product, I am keeping the details of my customers. Now, when it comes to decision making or creating another product and services, I can send a survey to them because they are the customers. They are the ones that are going to bring the money out of their pocket and buy. Now, e-commerce brings all of these things together. Now, it's easier for me to do my market research because I already understand. I have the details of people that are buying from me. So if I want to launch a new product, I just need to send a message to them and say, okay, what do you think about this? And you get response. Now, channel now has to change. The usual channel, let me go back to the bakery business. The usual channel is, oh, I get it. Now retail stores are closed because of the lockdown. That means my bread is not going to get to anybody. Now the channel will change in the sense that for awareness, I need an online platform. That's where implementing e-commerce comes in. Then how do I get it supplied to them? Now I told you earlier, the dispatch business, the delivery business are booming. They are able to go anywhere regardless of the lockdown. So this is the major part which I put in red that we have to rethink and remodel, which will influence your customer segment. And what that means is you're not limited to customers as per your current location. You can sell to customers outside your location because the dispatch business can reach people outside your location. I want my next slide so that I can now dive into different e-commerce model. Mr. Kwe, my next slide.
Yes, you have your next slide active.
Okay, thank you. Now we have the typical e-commerce structure, which is the model one I'm displaying now. The consumer, the basic thing is I'm still on the 7th slide. The basic thing is the consumer place an order on your online platform, and you are here, or your business is here. The order is passed to you, and you from your warehouse or from your shop, you pass the product to a logistic business that takes the product to your customer. This is model one. This is a typical model, okay? And this works basically for those in the product market. I'm going to talk about for those in the service market.
the video. Let me close the video. Okay, fine. But are we back? This is it.
Hello?
Yes, Mayokun, please proceed. You're on model 2 now.
Okay, yeah. On model 2, the model 2, we have e-commerce platforms that, or we can call them marketplace, that connect buyers and sellers together. Now, there are platforms such as Gigi, Jumia, and all of that. What it means, they necessarily don't have a product, but you have so many sellers on that platform displaying their product and their services. I have buyers coming to those platforms. Now, the difference between model 1 and model 2 is model 1 gives you a total control of your business. Model 2 gives you access to many buyers who necessarily don't need your product, but when they go to those platforms, they see your product. They necessarily will not buy. And at the same time, another disadvantage of model 2 is
Hello, Mayokun. I think he has dropped out again. He has very poor internet connection.
I'm
Okay,
back.
you're back.
I think I'm having issues with my internet here, but I think I'm back.
Okay.
Mr. Kwai, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please proceed. My sincere apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I think Mayokun's internet is not so good. He's based in Ibadan, so that might be a reason. If you could just permit us to give him another 2 minutes to reconnect.
Hello? Okay. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Now, like I was saying, the difference between the model 1 and the model 2 is, for model 2, you have you're selling in the midst of your competitors. What it means is you don't have full control, but model one gives you absolute full control. Okay, but the only difference is for model two, you have so many buyers on those platforms, and you have so many buyers on those platforms, and the challenge will now be they have a choice for as many sellers as possible. And another challenge with model two is, apart from control, you can't predict when your product is going to get to your customers, which brings up a lot of issues when somebody that's bought your product and have paid, and your product is yet to get to your customers. Okay, let me have the next slide. Now, cool. So now I'm going to talk about types of e-commerce goods for sale. Now, this is what we're basically used to, the physical product, and the model is just simple. I buy apparel, clothes, electronics, whatever I need. I buy them online, and it gets delivered okay, I sell them online and it gets delivered to my customers. Now we have the digital goods. Digital goods are products that are downloadable, so you don't need a dispatch company to help to do downloads. What you need is the online platform where people can buy the product and get it downloaded. Now, the service, which is the major thing I would like to emphasize on, because a lot of time service provider tend not to know how to really get online. I'm going to tell you a personal experience in our business. Prior to the lockdown, apart from the fact that we provide digital services like creating websites, mobile apps, and all of that, we run trainings too. And our training capacity can train at a time a maximum of 50 people without tables, and a maximum of 20 people with tables. What that means is we can't go beyond that capacity in terms of the number of people that can take in that training. So before the lockdown, we started creating all of our training into an online course. And the moment the government announced the lockdown, announced the lockdown, we launched all of our courses in an online course. And we ran a few online campaigns. And what happened within 3 days was quite surprising. Within 3 days, we had over 400 enrollments. That means over 400 people enrolled for our online course. Now, if we want to do that in a physical, in a physical office, our office cannot contain 400 people at a time. Now, e-commerce makes it, which is one of the things I want to talk about in the model, which is one of the things I want to talk about in the model, which I talked about in the model. You are able to serve customers beyond your location. Now, for my example, we run a training program in Ibadan. That means people that will likely attend that training program are people in Ibadan. But now, because we took our online course online, we have people outside Nigeria taking the online course. Now, what it means is we're serving a wider range of people, which we could not have served if our business was not online, if we have not deployed our training program online. And that means there's a room for people in the service market, whether you provide a professional service.
Hello, Mayokun.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think it's, I think off again.
Yeah,
Okay, he's back.
okay. I think I'm back.
It's
Whoa,
back.
that's
All right.
okay. Yeah, I'm back. So, Mr. Oko, you can take me to my next slide. Okay. Now, I've discussed earlier the different e-commerce model, and we've also looked at rethinking our business model in order to fit into what is going on globally. And I've mentioned earlier that COVID-19 has brought us closer to the future than we imagine in terms of how businesses will run in the future. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at our business functions. Now, the basic business functions, we have our four basic business function or business management function: production, human resource, marketing, and finance. Now, the tweak to it is, now for production, you produce your product, but how you get it across to your customer, you now have to consider using an online platform. Talking about finance, how do you get money from your customer? We're looking at the payment gateway. How do we get the product that we produce delivered to the customers? We're looking at delivery service. Now we also have to rethink our marketing strategy. Now we have to go digital because that's where you'll find your customers. Okay, let me have the next slide. Okay, now how do you set up an online platform or an online e-commerce platform for yourself? Now there are simple ways and there are very quick to use technology that you can use. You need a website, obviously, but you can get a very quick website with WordPress. WordPress is the platform that enables you to be able to create a very fast website. In about 2 days, your website is up and you start selling. We have payment gateway integration, few of them in these are the major ones in Nigeria. We have Paystack, Flutterwave, Remita, and in about less than 24 hours, when you set up on those platforms, you're able to receive payment on your website. Then obviously, the social media platforms and Google Analytics. So with all of these tools, you can create your own online store. And to discuss further on that, you could book a session with me using this URL. So let me have, I'm trying to be very fast so that we don't exit the time. Okay, and I'm sorry for the flip, internet in Nigeria is a serious one. Okay, now we'll come to the end of this webinar, and we've looked at how e-commerce can drive your business, and we've looked at how you could remodel your business and the tools you need to be able to get online. And for if you want to further have a conversation with me, you could just go to www.edulightconsulting.com.ng/booking. And okay, and there's something Nasima is planning for. I think that's the last slide. Yeah. Now, in partnership with Nasima, we're offering a 60% discount on e-commerce implementation service to small and medium scale businesses in Nigeria. And to benefit from that, all you just need to do is to go to www.nasima.com/my-chamber/survey/form/8. And this offer ends by the 31st of July 2020. And I believe the organizer of this webinar will send mails to everyone that registered for this webinar. I think we can go to the question and answer section.
Thank you very much, Mayokun, for that presentation. The floor is now open for question and answer.
You're welcome.
Question and answer session. If you have any questions, you could type it in the chat box, or you can use the Q&A button on your Zoom application. Okay, Mayokun. Hello. Hello, Mayokun.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a question on. Please speak to us.
I think there's a question here. Please speak to us on the hardware requirement.
Yeah. So what hardware requirements must one think about to implement e-commerce?
For hardware, now because the business runs completely online, all you need is just a computer.
Okay, so while we wait for Mayoko to reconnect, there's a second question that says, how much is the e-marketplace development? And I think I can go ahead and answer that. So if you remember in Mayoko's presentation, he mentioned that there are various models for e-commerce structures. He mentioned model one. Yeah, just hold on, Mayoko. I'm answering the second question. Then you can come back to the answer of the first question. So the model that Edulight Consulting is partnering with Nasima to provide is one where Edulight will build an e-commerce site for whoever is interested, help the MSME to upload their products, and then if further assistance is required, that will be outside what's being offered. So the standard price that Edulight Consulting offers is 75,000, but in partnership with Nasima, they are offering a 60% discount up till 31st of July 2020. So Mayokun, if you're back on, you could go back and answer question 1. I think he's off again. I would want to respond to the full features not being enabled. The format we're using for this webinar is a presentation to participants as opposed to everybody being able to speak at the same time, which would make a lot of feedback and extend the time beyond what we expect. But I'll answer the second question from Oriako Okafo. He says, interesting. Hope the implementation training will include hand-holding through the process until the SME is in autopilot. So the arrangement between Nasima and Edulight Consulting is where Nasima is trying to ensure that the MSMEs can actually generate revenue from their online platform. So Nasima's role in that partnership is to ensure that the MSME actually uses the e-commerce platform, and Edulight's job will not be done until the MSME is actually able to use it. Mayokun, are you back? Can the slides be sent to your email? Yes, to all those who registered for the webinar, we'll send the slides. Okay, Mayokun, are you back?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so there was an original question that you were attempting to answer.
Okay, about hardware,
Yes,
all you
hardware
need
requirements.
is all you need is a laptop or a tablet and internet service. That's all it's needed.
Okay.
Because your e-commerce platform is going to run online, so you don't need to worry about the hardware that makes the internet to work. So for you as a business owner, you want to be able to track your orders. You just need a computer or any smart device actually, and internet service. Then can the slide be sent to our email?
Yes, I had answered that. We'll send the slides
I think
to...
I'll leave that to Nasima.
Yeah.
But the content of my webinar is hello?
Yes, well, with you, Mayokun.
Yeah, I think I'll leave that to Nasima, but Nasima already have the content of my presentation and they can decide if they should send it to everybody. But for me, since it's going to facilitate learning, so it's they can have it.
Thank you very much for that, Mayokun. So if, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of the webinar. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns or a subject you think we should treat in future webinars, please send an email to research@nasima.com. We would ensure that in future webinars we treat those issues. As it's being commonly said, we're in the new normal, and it's important that MSMEs adapt and evolve as quickly as possible in order to remain in business. I think a new question just came in.
Thank you. Can Nasima? Okay.
Can Nasima help to guide interested businesses to access COVID fund stimulus packages? The simple answer to that is yes. You could send an email to info@nasema.com or research@nasema.com to continue that conversation. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for taking the time to attend this webinar. Please watch our website and your email because the webinar for next week will be sent, and we look forward to seeing you at future webinars. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ope.
Go.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Before we very much. I'm sorry for quickly to thank from the groups that I my already that even all struggling with technical times. I mean, to have equipment with all this, so the question I raised, and I think Mayokun has said that was right. That's also to know the fair is online, and I think also to kind of support for business on fee. We can also comfort people who are in going on going to be part of I just thought before we finally I want to thank you for your hand. Mayokun, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
This is about this talk to what okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to carry out this webinar. Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending. We look forward to seeing you at future webinars.